Swedish death cleaning and decluttering could change your life. I've compiled 5 years of inspiration here, and if you do feel inspired, make sure you hit the subscribe button to join my channel. Let's start with the difference between Swedish death cleaning and decluttering. Swedish death cleaning started in 2017 with a book. It's all about how to free your family and yourself from a lifetime of clutter. And regular decluttering has little to do with thinking about what you are leaving behind and more to do with how your daily life is going and how the clutter is affecting you in your daily life. So of course, these are similar, but a little bit different at the same time.
These are brand new.
How many of these do you need though?
Probably one.
All these cords she doesn't need. With Swedish death cleaning, the author suggests to start decluttering at the age of 65 because you want to be physically able to go through all of your things and have time to enjoy what those things have meant to you throughout your life. Enjoy all of those memories that come to mind as you're going through your items. And when it comes to regular decluttering, you can do this at any time because, again, it is not really about the memories necessarily, although it can be, but it is more about getting rid of the items that you don't really need in your home. What's interesting about the Swedish death cleaning method is it is not sad or morbid as most people tend to say when they read the cover of the book and they see the title. It is more about enjoying the items before you get rid of them, maybe handing them down to someone that you think would appreciate the item, realizing how it came into your life and what it was used for. Think about who can enjoy it now. Regular decluttering is more about clearing out the junk you never really needed or the extra stuff that just creates a lot of clutter.
So my husband also did decluttering. He had so many shirts, and this looks like a lot, but now he's lost weight, so I'm going to go through and take out probably half of these. Really, it's amazing. We've continued to stay lean on clothes. We haven't refilled it.
With Swedish death cleaning, the author suggests to gift items to family members that would appreciate these things and tell them the story of the item while you still remember it. And this is something that my grandma did before they passed away. They had to downsize their home and move into a one-bedroom place. And they went through all of their things and they wrote little notes telling us all about the item and who it was from, what family member had given it to them. And they gave us those items. And of course, we still have a lot of those items today.
When Grandma was giving things away, she would put notes in everything. And this just came out of our collectibles closet. Baby cup and saucer, 1906. Here's another little silver cup from Grandpa and Grandma. Oh, it's in German. Okay. I can't read it because it explains it. But it says, Ortsmite coat of arms. Somebody's tooth used in forest trees. I don't know what they're saying. And then it's in German on top. I inherited all these and I feel that I need to pass them on because I've been taking care of them for so many years. And Shannon explained to me that that's called trickle down because I'm saving them for her and her children and nobody else wants them. So now I not only have to find a place for the ones I've inherited, I also have to find a place for all my stuff too. So that's what we're up against now, is trying to figure out where's the end of all this. Where does it end? Where does it go? I don't know.
Swedish death cleaning does not only apply to the end of life. It can also apply to downsizing homes, a change in lifestyle, cleaning out after a family member has passed away, or any sort of huge lifestyle change. That could be divorce or moving. And it's just going through everything and getting through those things that you no longer need or you could pass on to somebody else. How many beach towels does one woman need?
I don't know how many beach towels we need, but we never go to the beach.
There's 2 people living here and you have 6 or 7.
Oh, I've got way more than that.
There are also a lot of similarities when it comes to Swedish death cleaning and regular decluttering. And one of them is when to start. And it could be when you find it hard to close a drawer, or when your home is always a mess and you just can't seem to stay on top of it. Another similarity that the author with Swedish Death Cleaning suggests is where to start. And in most decluttering tutorials, they always say to start with the easiest areas. So definitely save all of the sentimental items to the very end to go through and start with the easy places like the kitchen or maybe your closet. She just threw all these random socks in here and said, I'm going to deal with the socks later. That's full of socks.
I know. There's winter socks, there's short socks, there's long socks. You know, you got to have a lot of socks.
Is this all your socks or you have a whole nother batch somewhere else?
I have the socks I actually use in the other room.
So none of these you use.
In the winter I use those. Okay. No, I do. I have more in another drawer in the other room.
Okay, so let's just pick out,
Okay.
like you said, one beige, one black of the nylon socks, because you already said that. And then let's pick out maybe 2 or 3 winter socks. So how long did that take to go through that sock drawer?
About 10 minutes,
Okay.
if that.
So it's good we did it, because look now, we went from a big full drawer to just this little bin. Another similarity is to just assess the value of items in your home. Do they still mean something to you, or would someone else get more use out of it? And when my mom and I were recently going through her home and her stuff, we went through brooches, and I can link the video down below. So many of you commented on ideas of what to do with these brooches, but in all honesty, my mom did not find value in them because she just didn't use them, and so therefore she could pass them on to people who would want to do all those projects with those brooches and get some better use out of them. In the KonMari way of decluttering, she suggests to ask yourself if the item brings you joy. And in the Swedish Death Cleaning book, she suggests to ask yourself, will anyone be happier if I save this? Decluttering all of that. So for instance, if you're saving diaries that tell way too many personal things or talk about other people, is that going to bring happiness to someone who finds those after you have already passed on? This is why she suggests going through and getting rid of these things that may only bring unhappiness to people who find them, or tell your secrets that you really did not want anyone to know. And as in most decluttering tutorials, the Swedish Death Cleaning system also suggests to give things to people that could use them. You can also sell things, or you can just declutter them to a secondhand store where someone else will be able to find those items. And another similarity among all decluttering systems, including the Swedish Death system, is to reward yourself when you're done going through everything. And this could be a reward by going somewhere you love, taking a vacation, going out to dinner, and just not buying more stuff as a reward, but just enjoying your time doing something that you love. My mom and I have been going through my parents' house for probably the last 4 years, decluttering things that they don't need anymore. This is a big pile of clothes. I'm really surprised. All of this is either being donated or recycled. How do you feel after decluttering?
Good. Good. Great.
She had a really good idea of what she wanted to get rid of, so that's why we didn't really have to
Fight over it,
contemplate it. And more specifically, recently we have been using the Swedish Death Cleaning system to go through items that they don't necessarily want to get rid of yet, but they do want to write a little note about the item so eventually they can pass it on to me or other family members who would enjoy the items. So that is something you would see in the video I can link below. The last video we made together, we went through some of her jewelry, we went through clothing and her home, and we just got rid of some stuff that she felt she was not using but would like to pass on to someone who could use it. So again, I will link that down below. And I had so many questions on that video that I thought it would be interesting to show the differences between Swedish death cleaning and regular decluttering. There are a lot of similarities and there are a few differences as well. And I will be going back to their house to help them whenever they need it, because it is fun to go through these items and go through all the memories together and enjoy them while we can. I also have an ebook all about how we decluttered our lives, and I can link that down below in case you're interested in seeing that.
Well, we've decluttered most of the house, I mean, pretty much every room, every drawer. And so now I go in there, and I guess I have the declutter bug, but I go into a cabinet or a drawer and I think like, this still has stuff I really don't need. And so I've been pulling things out, and these are my napkins, cloth napkins, and a couple flower vase frogs, so I'm gonna keep those. This thing I bought at an one of those art fairs, so I've never used it. I'm gonna probably get rid of that. These I like. Here's another two of those. Yeah. And okay, what's over here? Trivets, hanging trivets. So tiles from Italy. So I think I'm going to keep these, but
are they sentimental or?
They're sentimental for me, my trip to Italy.
Do you want to hang them somewhere?
Well, I had them hanging in the kitchen, but it looked too cluttered, so I have to find a place to keep these. But I want to keep them, so.
Well, let's think about it, only because if they're in this drawer where you never see them.
Yes, okay.
Maybe put them in your curio cabinet.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Stand them up in there.
With my other tchotchkes. My tchotchke cabinet.
Now,
okay.
I want you to take, I know you love saving coasters, but this one's a longboard one. You can find at any restaurant, I think. And this one is...
Neither of them are mine, so we could throw them away. I don't care.
Okay.
That's the whole point of this. I look at stuff and it's in there and I don't know what to do with it, so I close the drawer. Ta-da!
Okay, we have some silverware here.
This is the leftovers of a lot, and there's still a lot. But this is really, I picked through, and these are things I wanted to keep or give to Shannon, because she doesn't have that. Like whenever I go there and I go, oh, I wish I had a small gravy ladle other than this gigantic soup ladle, you know, when you have it on your table. And now you have it.
Okay. I could just use a spoon.
All right.
This will, in my life, this works just as good as the, but I mean, it's up to you what you like.
You go like this. You put it in the jar, you stab it in there, get the pickle, and then you put it over your plate and you push down and it takes it out.
Oh my gosh.
So you don't have to go that stuff with the thing and then put it back in for somebody else. And for some reason I had bought backup spoons. Do you want them? Because seriously, I'm not teasing. Do you want them? Do you want them because you guys are always out of spoons?
I don't need these.
Okay. I'll get rid of them then. I don't need them. Way too many. For two people, we've got a lot of silverware.
So get rid of all these.
Yeah. I use it every once in a while for I don't know what, but every once in a while I'll bring it out. It's just so...
It's a spork.
A spork?
It's a fork with a spoon.
It's a spoon with a fork. But anyways, it's so cool because it's carved wood and it's like mid-century, so I'm keeping it just because...
So we have a candle snuffer for the woman who doesn't do candles.
Okay, I don't need that.
Okay. Ding. What is this? This is a ladle. That's heavy duty.
Yeah, it's when you have that big fireplace that you walk into and you got your pot stirring, you pick up the ladle, you go, that's some mighty broth we have there.
I don't know, what is that?
Oh, this goes for people who eat meat. It had a
Everyone.
Everybody but me. Anyways, this is it's just cool. You know, I keep some of these things because I think they're cool. I don't use it. But you have your big roast.
Oh my gosh, that thing is scary.
And it has a wood, or it's actually bone. The handles are bone. You all know about those. You've probably seen those in your grandmother's stuff. But anyways, I can get rid of this.
Now this is what this drawer looks like. Getting rid of all of this stuff. New drawer, new problem. Just kidding. Okay, what do we have in here?
Well, when we were all stuck at home for a couple years, I got orchids for all my friends and everybody. I ordered a whole flat of orchids. So anyways, these are orchid cups and I saved them, but my orchids are actually getting bigger, so I don't need these anymore. Actually, I'm going to save two because these have the plastic liners and I am going to transplant a couple.
What about the oils?
Yeah, keep them. Those are Christmas smelling oils. I mean, I know I don't use them very often, but once in a while, you know, someone cuts a big fart, you gotta zip, no, get that oil out.
Okay.
Okay, so here we have,
Everyone loves oil-scented farts. Okay.
I don't know if I need this. I probably don't need this. So these,
I have a feeling no one's ever used this one.
no,
but
it's still sealed and I don't know what it goes to, but
So you don't have that anymore?
no,
All right.
All right, we're clearing out, boom.
Maybe we'll look through the DVDs.
Yes.
And then this is what this drawer looks like now. Amazing.
Yes.
I can't believe it.
I can't either.
Okay, we got all that paper to get rid of, and then all of this is going.
And then I will take,
Oh my gosh, this one is still in the plastic wrap.
what is that one? My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
A lot of these DVDs were actually my dad's, so we're just pulling them all out and making a large pile for him to go through and decide what he wants to keep and what he wants to get rid of. And we don't want to make these decisions for somebody else, so we're letting him go through those before we get rid of them. All the ones that are in plastic wrap, I feel like you could just get rid of.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna add these to the declutter pile because if they haven't been opened in 10, 20 years.
Right, let's give them to the thrift store.
Okay.
I want you to see how nice my bathroom came out under the sink. So look at this. I have 2 of those plastic bins that you were giving away, and I have my towels, toilet paper, Kleenex, and cleaning supplies.
Looks awesome.
There was a time where this was stacked up to the top with so much stuff I don't even know what was in there. I've been pulling towels out over and over and got rid of so much stuff. It's so organized now. I love it. Let's count dolls. What am I going to do with my stuff? Yes, I'm surprised at how easy it is for me to let go of things.
We're up to 8 animals.
There's 9, a link.
I'm here at my parents' house with my mom, Kathy.
Hi.
And we are going to start going through all of the tchotchkes. Is that what
Yes.
you call them?
Yes, knickknacks, tchotchkes, collectibles. Let's count dolls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 16 or 17 dolls in this tchotchke cabinet.
What do you want to do? Do you want to pull one shelf at a time or just the items you know you don't like or want?
The items that I want to remove from this because it's overly cluttered. And I want to identify them so someday down the road. Oh, I have a good example. These little wooden shoes.
Those were yours one day? Or like
I used to wear them as a child when I lived in Holland. I'm lying. Okay. This has a little note in it and it says, Hilma, that's Carl, that's my husband's mother. Hilma's mother, so Carl's grandma.
Oh my gosh. Dad's mother's mother. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. Great grandma.
Great.
So that'd be my great
grandma. Okay.
Okay.
Hilma's mother got these shoes at Oregon World's Fair before 1904. So
Wow.
now
those are
it's
old.
Now it's 2023.
Yeah.
So that's a long time. So these are old, and she had put this little note in here,
Uh-huh.
and I just keep it in there. So what do they mean? I don't know. Do they mean anything to you? What do we do with
They
this?
mean that they're old. I don't know.
I know. So what do you do with something like this? That's the problem. So we have a lot of these types of things in our house, and we can't save them forever because they're all going to go to you.
I think you should pull out the things that you know you want to sell, don't mean something to you maybe, or have less meaning.
Yes.
And then we can go from there maybe.
Okay.
We spent the next few minutes just taking out everything that was super obvious to my mom that she didn't want. Those are cute for Christmas, but I don't know if I would keep them out all year long. I don't have a cabinet like this.
I know. See, that's just it. So I have to think of what to do with them.
I was there when this doll happened. I don't think this means much of anything.
No.
You could probably get rid of this.
That was Norway. Yes.
It was just, I was on the trip when you got it.
Yes, that was your doll. Okay.
It's just an empty box.
I'll get to Japan later.
Okay.
We're in Norway right now. That one can go. All right, if this can go, I'm gonna relocate here.
To the thrift store.
I'm gonna give that to you for your wedding anniversary. This is called a piano baby, and it was my grandmother's on her piano when I was little. I'm gonna hang on to that for now because I like looking at it.
What about this? Are you keeping this?
I don't need that. I got that in Australia. We used to travel. These boxes don't mean anything to me. Sorry. I mean, they have memories, but I don't really care about the decor.
When we're done with this whole thing, and this is the stuff you want to keep, it'd be cool to take a picture of it all and then draw little arrows out to each item, and then you can tell us what it is.
That I can
and
tell you.
And if it has a history like the shoes.
Because there's no reason for me to get rid of things I like at this point in my life. I can keep them. I'm not.
But you can write if it has a history or not, and all that. Because like the shoes, if we lose that little note, then
this is from Japan, but it doesn't mean anything to me. So this way, the things that I really like will stand out better too.
Yeah.
Those are my grandmother's too. I have a lot of. My grandmother had really cool stuff, in my opinion, when I was little, and when she passed away, I pretty much took it all.
Yeah.
So I still have those. Those are candle holders from Austria.
Doll, I think this also didn't have a lot of meaning.
No, that was, I bought that in Japan, but again, I don't need to display it. I still remember Japan. Finding a new home for my things.
Okay, what about this? Very cute.
But I don't need it.
Heavy?
Yeah, it's super heavy. It's a bust. It says...
It turns out these busts are selling anywhere from $200 to $300 on eBay.
These little dolls are very fragile, and they're the bisque.
Are you going to look them up to try to sell them?
Yeah, I've tried before. Antiques Roadshow.
There it is. That's the one. And people say, this is worth $1 million.
Probably isn't, but I can... There's ways of taking photos, I think, and seeing what they're worth. But I would like these to go to someone who collects dolls and would appreciate it.
That was you.
I know.
5 minutes ago.
16 dolls in there. Yeah, my worst fear, and probably everybody's, is that someone's going to come in here and just throw all this stuff in a box and throw it out in the trash, because people have no idea if there's value or anything. I mean, if I can share the information with someone in the family, then
I feel like that is why it's Swedish death cleaning.
Yeah,
because
for me,
you are able to go through it for yourself and decide where you want these things to go. You make the decision. Plus, you're able to go through all these memories again and say, "Oh, that was when we did this and that," and you get to enjoy the items and then decide if you want to keep it or not.
I definitely want to deal with these because this kind of stuff is on my brain a lot the older I get.
Can't get rid of this because this is the most star of the show here.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh golly. I made this in high school, I think, and wood cut. I don't know. You want to keep it or not?
The boys come over and they look at this. They go, "Mom made that." Yes, I think it's really cool. I remember running through the airport. I go, "I didn't get a doll in Paris," so I ran through the airport and found this in the airport. This is actually broken. Okay, I'll put this over here.
You?
It's not me. It's nobody I know. But I'm not that attracted to it, so I think I'm going to put it up for sale. Fan from Japan.
You didn't even count these ones, did you?
No. 18 dolls in there. It's a doll. It's a traditional Japanese doll.
Did you count this one?
No. 19.
And what was that? Oh, you scared me.
The tassel scared me.
I think we should pick out the things that we know, even though there's not a lot, that are going to be donated.
Okay.
Put those straight in a donation box.
Okay.
Because I still have the donations in my car from...
Oh, yeah, okay.
Where we can go and drop them all off. That has the bottle in it. Did you? You don't care? Donation?
No.
Okay. I need the box.
Big box.
You said you have a box to put it in.
It's a big box.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll get it back.
Then I'll just put it here.
Okay, yeah, just put it there.
Okay.
No.
I think these are like a dime a dozen, but I understand if you want to give them to somebody.
Yeah, I'm going to save them for the boys.
Not my house. I already have 2.
I know, but I have
2 in there.
But I have boxes for the boys for when they get older. These things I'm going to sell on eBay. You can give that away.
Okay, so this can go?
Yes.
So we've really narrowed it down.
Yes. So this stuff I will look up.
Okay.
And see what I can do. And this I'll put this someplace special. In fact, I'm going to put this back in there. This is
that's a cute
our
one.
wedding picture.
Yeah.
An interesting thing. I'm going to keep this, but this is another, here, hold that. This is another little note. Baby cup and saucer, 1906. Try to pass some of this stuff on. You never know when we're going to end up in the old folks' home. We can't take all this with us. They give you one little room and a bed and a toilet, and that's it. These are all really cool things people brought when they would visit from Sweden.
They're so cute. Here's another little horse.
I may save them to my
You might have as many horses as you have dolls, possibly.
Animals. I've got a bear, an elk, or
you got a cat.
2 bears.
A cat and an elk, 2 bears, and a cat. Plus a bunny and 2 horses. So
here's a
okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're up to 8 animals.
Here's 9. A lynx or a bobcat or something.
9 animals.
This is the thing. that all of us older people are dealing with. There's memories to all this stuff. Everything has a memory. So what do? Just keep it, pass it down? Yes, if you want to, you keep it and you enjoy looking at it. This is a little picture of my mom when she was little. So I will keep this, of course. This is the Bunnykins bowl. I'll try to sell this.
I'll put it on the sale table.
This is all from Australia, from that little craft fair. Maybe I'll put them in the boys' gift boxes when they're older.
Please. I see this stuff coming to my house. What is this?
I don't need that.
Easter 1996. That probably has special meaning.
Or I can sell it. Actually, I'll try to sell it.
Okay, it doesn't have special meaning after all.
Well, this is when we went to, where'd we go?
What about this little bird? There's a little glass bird and another glass dog and another glass bird. 2 glass birds and a glass dog. I think we have at least 30 animals in this.
Okay, this is the animal section.
My mom was just mentioning that we have actually been through this curio cabinet before, and there was probably triple the amount of stuff in here.
Yeah.
At least. It was just full
collection.
You couldn't even see the glass bottom of the shelf. That's why I always say let's revisit areas over and over again, because I feel you always find more things because maybe you're just looking at it from a different point of view.
Yeah.
A different perspective. Like you're getting rid of so much more that you probably would have never got rid of before.
Yes. To Kathy. 1971.
Little miniature painting.
She was old in 71, so.
That is really cute.
15, 16.
What about this?
It's a cowbell. I could wear it around my neck. It's on one
She
side.
offended everybody last time when she couldn't read it and she said like,
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I won't say it. Anyways, this is from Germany. Here's the magic lamp. You rub it and look inside it. It's a note. Found in Aunt Cora's house after tenants moved. Age ? Well,
So
Aunt Cora's been dead for probably 100 years.
So it's something that someone just found.
Paris, it says, I should try some.
I've had it forever, so forever I must have it.
Yes. Is that what we do? You
It's easy to get rid of things that don't fit you anymore,
Yeah.
or you just bought and...
Or if it's someone else's.
Yeah.
It's really easy to get rid of.
But it is hard when there's memories attached to
Yes,
it and
there
you
are.
got it somewhere and someone gave it to you.
What you think is this, once you get rid of it, you don't have it anymore. And then you go like, what if I want to look at it again? But
Yeah.
I don't think I really care about looking at any of that anymore myself. That I know. None of that. None of that.
All of this is the stuff she doesn't want to look at anymore. Get ready, thrift store. And all of this will be looked up and possibly sold. You might have seen us here before, and we're back again with this same area.
The piece of furniture too means something to me.
Yeah.
Because it was my grandfather's from the 1950s. He worked at Paramount Studios. He was the head of the music department. And back in, what do they call that show?
The Mad Men.
The Mad Men. They all had bars in their offices. Cute little glasses.
But did they come with this whole thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. These
I feel like if they came with it, I would be like, let's keep
No.
it all together.
These are just little glasses I would use for
Okay.
like ice cream and...
You're thinking of getting rid of these?
I like those. I'm going to keep those.
Okay.
I do use those once in a while. But these little ones, these I don't use. So we should take these out into the other room with all the other goodies.
How do you feel about everything that we pulled out and you're gonna declutter?
I'm excited about it. It's good to see the shelves and I can actually see what's in there now. And I don't really have any regrets yet.
And when people ask in the comments sometimes, why get rid of it? Why not just keep it? And then let somebody else deal with it.
Because it's a burden on my mind, thinking, where's it gonna go? I'm gonna eventually have to deal with it. And I'm gonna give it to someone else, you, that's gonna have to deal with it. And that's not nice. And I go through my house now and I look in cabinets and drawers and I'm just amazed at how little I have and I don't miss anything. I really don't. A lot of the stuff I don't even remember what I got rid of, but I definitely don't miss anything. There's not one thing that I regret getting rid of, and we've done a lot in 5 years.
Oh, a lot. And
Yeah.
I have to say that there's a few reasons why I like doing this with you. So if you can do this with a family member, number one, I like the fact that you can tell me some of the information about things. I also you're giving me the option to take some of this stuff if I want. And also we are hanging out together and like laughing and having fun, and you're telling me stories of where we got things, because even though I was maybe there as a child, I don't remember.
Yes.
Because as a kid, you don't remember everything.
Yeah, and then when I said that one thing, you go, oh, I remember that.
I did. I remembered when you said that. Yeah.
That's
I couldn't remember the country we were in, but I remember the store. I remember we walked in and it was solid. The whole store was trolls or Santa Claus looking little characters. And I do remember that. So it's kind of fun to jog your memory.
Yeah. Good.
We are back with another episode of What We Decluttered. My mom, Kathy's joining us today, and she has a whole bunch of stuff you want to show us.
Yes, I went through my house over the last month.
Let me put my stuff down here.
Okay, I went through my house and accumulated a few things. Tire chains for the snow. I've had these in my garage for years and years, and it has never fit any car we have, so I'm finally going to get rid of them. I don't know why I was keeping them. I must have been attached. So anyways, these are going.
And you told me something interesting about these, that you thought you had decluttered them a few different times.
Yes.
And then you found them again.
I just felt it was important to keep those tire chains. You never know in Southern California when you're going to need snow tire chains. My closet, I was really surprised for the summer. I've gone through everything, and I have one blouse that I didn't wear. It has holes, and so you can see the skin through it. So
I think you decluttered another blouse like this before.
Yes, in blue. So I'm getting rid of the black one. I never wore it all summer, so that goes. And
I'm making the pile down here. We can show you later.
A pair of jeans that I like. They're newish Levi jeans, but the problem is they have that stretch material, and I'm more like big in the waist and smaller in the hips. So when I put them on, I walk and then they slide down, and I'm constantly pulling my pants up. So again, I'm not going to keep things that I'm not comfortable in.
Which is a great way to not have too much in your wardrobe.
Yeah, exactly. Only keep things I'm wearing. So recently I bought hairbrushes. I needed hairbrushes. So these were great, and then they smell like a rubber tire. So bad, so I can't even stand it. So
I even think they smell really bad.
They're terrible.
She brought them over.
So many fumes. And anyway, so these are going, brand new brushes. And I did get a new hair blower because this one is like tacky. Only once in a while I blow my hair. Like today, so I'm looking good for you people out there.
Also, I just want to mention that not everything that we're getting rid of and decluttering, we're not donating everying.
Right.
Because if this is a hazard, we don't want to donate it.
That'll go in the trash. And then I ran through my kitchen, and I have a couple coffee, to-go coffee mug things. But this one, you couldn't even drink out of it. You pour the whole thing down your face. And I had another cute little one I was getting rid of that's old, but Levi glommed onto it because now it's his new toy for a little bit of time.
For today.
And so I found this in my office. It's a tool, some kind of a tool bag, but I had already gotten rid of or given away the big bag it went in, and now I'm finally getting rid of this, which I should have done at the same time. And then in our kitchen, this is a cool little light that hangs underneath the cabinet, and we've had it there for at least 20-25 years, but I never turn it on. Never. So I'm tired of seeing the cord hanging.
Oh yeah.
My husband's old cell phone, that sound, you can't turn it off and on. So anyways,
maybe someone can fix it, but
or throw it away. I've been keeping it for probably 6 months now on my desk, thinking, what do I do with it? So I cleared it off and took out the SIM card, and
that's very important to remember.
Yeah, and
clear it off.
Clear it off. Yeah.
And then I think they have places where you can donate or give your old electronic stuff, so it's not going into the landfill.
Yeah, the high school's always recycling, so we'll drop it by there. And then I did go through my art supplies one more time. This is all 3 different tracing papers. I don't ever trace, so if someone can use it. Set of bathroom rugs. It's a kind of a dusty teal green. Anyways, I have 2 sets for my bathroom, and I only like the white ones because this tends to give off a fuzziness. So I'm done with it. I don't need 2 sets.
I have a rug like that.
You have one?
No matter how many times you vacuum it, the dust and the fuzz comes off.
The fuzz is all over, so I'm done
That's
with that.
That's a lot of stuff.
So it was in 1 month. Today we're talking about photos. And I've been decluttering my house with Shannon's help, and a lot of help, and simplifying. And the one thing that's been hard to deal with is my photos. And they've been all over the house, photo albums, old people's photos from old family members. And so now I've dealt with it, and so that's what today's video is about.
Yes, it is how you decluttered and organized a lifetime of photos.
Yes, it is a lifetime. My lifetime and my ancestors' lifetime. I have
several lifetimes.
Yes, several lifetimes of photos.
And it all started about a year ago, February 2023. I have a video where we gathered a lot of the photo albums and boxes of photos from upstairs in your guest room. And I remember we set up a table.
Yeah, we went through them.
We started going through them.
Yeah.
And I remember you did that for a while on your own too, after I left.
Yes.
And then you told me you were overwhelmed and you needed a break.
Yeah, it is. It's overwhelming because they're out of date. They're just random. There's a lot of photos we don't need. So we took photo albums and we pulled out maybe 10 or 20 photos from that photo album, threw the photo album away and just saved those and put them into, we could identify the date, we put them into baggies and just saved them, and then we had those in boxes.
It was getting a little crazy, so you took a break, and then about 3 months ago, January 2024, beginning of this year, again in a video, we gathered everything, all the photos from upstairs, your office, everywhere. Because I remember you said you wanted them all in one spot. To know you weren't getting rid of things that you wanted to keep, that you didn't have, you thought you had somewhere else, but then you didn't, and so you wanted to see all of it in one spot. In my analytics, I always see that about 75% of the people that watch my channel are not subscribed. So if you like this type of content and you're inspired by it, please hit the subscribe button because it really helps my channel. My mom has been in contact with me daily, weekly, updating me about this process of going through the photos. And I would say for the last 3 months, you've been working on this maybe 1 or 2 days a week. Or
sometime till late at night. Once you get into it, it's like, okay, I have to remember what I'm doing. So it was a process, but I got it down and I finally semi-organized. I'm not all the way there.
Today we're going to share with you that process, how you did it. Okay, the first step was gathering it all in one spot. And then you said what? You wanted to go through the boxes first. This whole box was full.
And about 3 or 4 of these little boxes.
And all the photo albums on top of that.
Miscellaneous. The good thing was when we started decluttering upstairs, when we got rid of the albums, we put them by year, so we were able to at least identify those. I started going digital and saving them on my computer in, I think, 2004. So before that, that's where they all are of my life. But I really didn't have a lot of photos. I didn't really start taking pictures other than school pictures of myself.
When you were younger.
Yeah, when we were younger. I don't have a lot of that. People didn't have cameras back when I was young.
Was it common?
No.
Going into the 80s, 90s, a lot of the time you guys would take several rolls of film for each event we went to. And that was the step one, was going through, picking out those really bad ones and getting rid of those. And then I remember you telling me you went through and then you got rid of duplicates. And then you got rid of the ones where there were just too many from one event.
I would have like click, 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 click. So I'd find one that was good, throw the rest away. I don't need every movement. And
so that was the decluttering process.
Decluttering. So I got each big pack down to just a few photos, just representative of what event it was, and to remember. I don't need every moment. I went through the big box and pulled everything out, and I had a stack of baggies, the quart-sized baggies, because a lot of these photos are 5x7s. For some reason, I decided to get duplicates of 5x7s. So these boxes were the perfect size. I would identify them, I'd go by year. All that stuff ended up eventually in 2 of these bins. So it was really whittled down.
Also, just to clarify, the whole reason you wanted to go through this was not to become photo free. You still want albums. You still want the physical photos to share with my kids and
myself.
And yourself and cousins and everybody. So the whole goal was not to just get rid of all the photos.
Right. I couldn't enjoy them before.
Yeah.
I'll pick up a book that we printed and I'll look through it, and it's so nice because it's just a few and it just brings back lots of good memories. So that's what I want to do. I want to be able to look at them and enjoy them. There's a lot of little photo albums here that were of events, places.
The whole trip.
The whole trip. So I just kept them like that. There's no reason for me to get rid of those.
I was helping my mom and we were searching high and low on the internet and in stores.
Yes.
And the store websites. We could not find anything we loved.
Yeah.
But finally we came across this system here, which is actually pretty good, right?
Yeah,
in the end, you're really happy with it. And I can link it down below just in case you're interested. But each one of these containers holds however many photos, maybe
about 100 photos.
Yeah, and so you have it categorized by year.
Yeah, we have a label maker. My husband has a label maker. Everything has labels on it in the house. Anyway, so that was good. I was able to just put the year on each of these. There's 18 of these. Wait, yeah. And these, it was harder to find this one because this one is for 5x7 photos. It's easy to find the ones 4x6 if you only have 4x6s. As I would come across loose photos, I could just pick it up and put it in that year. So
identify the
year.
And this is just a great way to keep everything in order.
Yes.
And then you at least have an idea of where it is and how to find it.
So all those photos got reduced to this bin, and then I went out to Home Goods and found one more bin because I had a couple leftover 5x7 packs of photos of events, but I wanted to keep them in a bin, and there's a loose pack I still need to go through.
I think that this whole process is ongoing.
Yes.
I think I just have this feeling you're going to keep wanting to go through.
It's not
and
over.
Really organize it down to a super organized system.
Yeah.
But
Well, plus this tells me where they came from, what year they are, because I still plan to scan some of these, not all of them, but important ones. I want to scan them to a file, Kathy's file, photos.
When you were young and stuff, the stuff that's not online.
Yeah. Right, which is a lot of these.
Yeah.
10 years of not online.
Or not on the computer, whatever you call it.
Yeah, not digital. So
I
use this.
We have an Epson scanner.
Yeah, that's what I use.
Yeah.
That's mine.
I have one too. And we both really love it.
Yeah.
I got mine about a year ago.
Yeah, I've had mine.
And I love it for scanning all kinds of documents and things.
It's very simple. You just have to read
easy
the
to
directions.
use.
It's not hard, and then you put it onto your computer into a folder, and then you can do whatever. You can just email your photos to all your friends.
Yeah. Well, and how I save my photos on my computer, I'm not positive how you do it, but I go by year, and this is the incoming photos.
Yeah,
new photos coming in. I just go by year, so let's say 2024, and then within that 2024 folder, I have January 2024, February 2024, and then in that month, I label another folder the event. So if it was Easter, Christmas, and so that way it's easy to find.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And so I just label as much as I can, and then the more information you put on the folders, then you can search your computer, and it's easier to find it.
Yes.
So
I take all my photos with my phone now. And before I even put them on my computer, I go through my phone and I eliminate so many photos now. I only save just a few.
Yeah.
And then I put them on my computer, and then I can take them off my phone so I don't have to pay for storage on my phone.
Yeah. Your next goal now, you had told me, was to scan, now that they're all in order, scan a few photos to make a special book for
myself.
Yourself.
Yes.
Of your life.
Yes.
And that way you can share it with the kids and stuff.
Yeah.
And
if I lose my memory, which some people do, it's good to go back and look at your life. They say that looking at that really helps people.
And the nice thing about making a book, you're going to use an online service, I'm guessing.
Yes.
That you can type in the year and maybe a little snippet of what the event was.
We have these little ones we've done for the kids. You can put words underneath them.
Yeah.
Also, there's, the bigger ones.
Yeah.
2021.
And I am now not printing actual photos, but I do a book each year. And the nice thing is it's online, so if something happens to it, I could print it again or send it to somebody else to print. Yeah. Family, friends.
Sure, yeah.
So that's what I'm doing currently for printing photos.
Yes.
And then that way my boys can look through it and...
Yeah, they come over here and we pull out the photo albums and they love it. Yeah, that's great-grandparents, grandparents, and I have, somehow I have everybody's birth certificate, death certificate, all this stuff from all these people. But I'm going to scan it and I'm going to upload it to Family Search because it's an ancestry type thing, free. And I'm going to put their documents with their faces, so...
And you've been doing that.
I've been doing that, yeah. I've been adding us.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And so some of the photos in here are large, right? They're oversized from weddings and things.
Yeah, my grandparents' wedding.
So it's something that you're going to have to take time to go through, but at least it's all in one
It's in one bin. Yeah, one.
And you know where it is.
Yes. I never thought I'd come to this point, but yes, I'm not done. But I know where everything is.
The cool thing is, it's going to help me in the future.
Yes.
Because I will have all of this organized, and I'm sure it's going to be handed down to me since I'm the only
if you want
heir.
You and the boys.
Yeah. And the nice thing is I will be able to have some information about it too.
Yes.
I'll know the years, I'll know who these people were. And someone did say, how come would you write the names of people on the back of the photo?
Yes, I've been doing that. I've been identifying who and what, when. I've been writing it on the photo, and when I scan them, I have to look it up, but I know there's a way of putting information into a photo itself.
One way my mom and I both like to see our photos is using the Aura digital photo frame. I will link it down below, but this is awesome because as soon as you take a photo on your phone, you can put it digitally onto this frame immediately. She can actually upload photos from her phone to my frame at my house, and I can do the same to the frame at her house. So this is an awesome way to enjoy your photos all the time in real time, and I will link to this in the description box in case you're interested. But this is something we both love, and I actually gave her this for her birthday, and then she gave me mine for Mother's Day. So it was just such a great gift, and we both love it. My mom wrote out 3 pages of notes about this process.
Oh, when you're going through the photos, I found what took a lot of time is you go down the rabbit hole, you look at the photos and you have the memories, and you look up the next photo and what about that person? So that slows you down.
Yeah.
And then I also decided that I'm going to print a book of the ancestors for all the family members because I'm the only one left that really can do it.
Yeah.
And hearing stories about my great-grandparents, I have that in my head, so I need to write it down while I remember about them.
Yeah.
And people usually don't care about ancestors till they're at least 50 years old. Young people.
I mean, I find it interesting to know.
Yeah.
But I'm getting closer and closer to 50 years old here, so.
But also, life was so different back then. I love to ask them what was different. You know, like, did you ride a horse instead of, there were no cars, you know, that kind of stuff. So it's really interesting.
We just had a family party, and I remember there were a lot of photos that you didn't want anymore, but they were of the cousins, aunts, uncles, and so my mom brought all these photos to the party. And it was so fun. Everyone looked through them.
Oh, I know.
And
they loved
we were talking about old memories.
Yeah, you and your cousins when you were really little.
And it was fun to go through them, and then they got to take them home, and because you have duplicates, or you just don't need so many.
Yeah, don't get discouraged because it's not easy. Yeah. You have to be in the mood, you have to have time, you have to have space to lay things out. And even if you only get a little bit done, have your starting bins that are a big mess and have your finished bins, put things in, and then you'll know that how far you've gotten. So don't get discouraged, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, just keep going.
Keep going.
As I always say with every decluttering project, it's slow and steady, and that's what gets it done.
Yeah.
If you're just getting started on your decluttering journey, I do have an ebook, so I will link that down below with some more information. We're gonna discuss 10 ways your mindset has shifted since Swedish death cleaning.
That's right. I'm gonna show you my house and show you what I've decluttered and talk about it. So.
And what's changed?
Yeah, a lot.
My parents have been Swedish death cleaning and decluttering for the last 4 years at least.
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
And I have quite a few videos with us Swedish death cleaning and what Swedish death cleaning is, so I will link those down below in case you're interested. But we're going to focus on the 10 things that have changed significantly, and your way of thinking has changed as well.
Yeah.
You invited me over to talk about that.
I did. It started with clothes. I said, come over and look at what I got for summer to replace the clothes that I have been decluttering over the last season. And prior to that, a lot, but just to replace last summer's clothes.
And just this morning, you told me that you found even more to declutter.
Yes, I have a whole pile of stuff that I found shocking. I didn't expect. I thought I'd just clean the bathrooms out and my clothes, and I found a whole bunch more.
Yay.
Wow, I know.
That's good.
I'm a declutterer. I decluttered about 7 items right here unexpectedly, but I only shop now to replace the same number of things or less than the items I've decluttered. I don't want to get my closet all packed up again with extra clothes I don't need.
That's a huge mindset shift.
Yeah, it is.
Huge.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Like my closet, I can't even believe how empty it is.
Yeah.
I love it.
But the good thing is you only have the things that you really love in there and you wear.
Yes, everything I have now I wear. I don't put anything aside for special occasions or things that don't look good. They're gone. I only have what I wear, so I can grab anything out of there and I'll have a pair of pants to go with the shirt. But anyways, I have a couple wild shirts that I can wear with shorts or pants.
And another huge mindset shift you mentioned was you're no longer keeping the just in case items.
You start off, you're 30, you're 40, then you're 50 and 60, and when you get 60 and you don't wear nylon-y socks with high heels anymore. But you keep them just in case one day you might need them.
Is this all your socks or you have a whole nother batch somewhere else?
Yeah, there's no ball gowns in here. There's nothing. There's no boho tops with all the stuff that I never wear but buy because I'm so attracted to it.
And that was your fantasy self as well.
Yes.
You were buying stuff because you thought one day I might go on a ship vacation and I might need this. And
Right. I just look at clothes and I think they're beautiful and I buy them. I bought a skirt once that was so pretty. It had eyelets and embroidery. It was a big white skirt and I'd just hang it here and look at it like you look at a piece of art. And so finally I had to get rid of it because there was no blouse that went with it. It looked terrible, but it was such a pretty skirt. So.
Yeah.
And I asked Shannon if she wanted it and she wouldn't take it.
Because it would have been the same problem for me.
You can't wear it.
But honestly, your mind has just changed.
I quit doing that. I don't buy that anymore. It's so freeing for my brain too. I know what I want. Pick out a blouse.
And you've organized it to where you keep the summer stuff where you can get at it quicker, and then the winter stuff back out of the way.
That's all put away.
Since we're in summer now, you just shift it when you change seasons.
What I do. Move up. I'm no longer buying things on a whim like this dress and these pants. So another mindset shift is looking at the same places that I've already decluttered, which I did today. I was looking through makeup and I thought I would look for one certain one, and I looked underneath and I found all these things I don't even need. One is this mirror I've held on to, a mirror in a box, another mirror, little compact mirror, and these makeup bags. I had just decluttered this bathroom. 3 makeup bags, not being used, very old. I don't need them. It feels so good to have them gone. I have so much room now. So anyways, and then I went into the other bathroom. Travel bags, makeup bags. I have already what I use. I don't need these. I don't know why I've been storing those, but I don't need them anymore, and I'm going to get rid of them. So yay. So what I do now is when I'm in a room, I just look through it really quickly and see what I've missed to declutter, and I always find things. I can't even believe it. Oh yeah, another thing I found in there. This mirror. I know it's a vintage, but I never use it, never looked at it. I think it was my grandmother's, but it's been living under a sink for years, so it's going to go. Someone will love it and use it. Another mindset shift that I've done when it comes to my clothing is I've adopted kind of a uniform. All the tops go with the pants. I could just grab anything. They all go together.
A few months ago, I came over and my mom and I went through this whole cupboard and decluttered so much stuff.
Yeah, we did.
And you were a little resistant at the time.
And
what now? What do you
so now? I have so much room in my storage cabinet. It's food and it's some kitchen supplies. But I mean, my shelves are empty and almost, and I don't feel like I have to run out and just pack it all. I buy food when I need it, but I just don't have backup. And so I have a lot of space. I don't feel that overwhelming clutter. I just go in there and get what I want, and I can find it. It's just right in front of me.
You just mentioned to me another mindset shift is if you have empty spaces, you don't feel as if you need to put stuff in there.
No, I actually love the empty space. It's so easy to see everything and grab it and put it back. Not, you know, if someone else put something in there when you were gone, there's no room for anything. You have to move everything around. Now there's space for everything, and it's a really good feeling to have open space in your closet.
The nice thing too, when I look in there, is I can see to the back. You couldn't see to the back before.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of room.
Yeah, everything's up to the front. There's no things hiding back there that you have to pull everything out and dig around. It's just right there.
That's a huge
shift
way of thinking.
And it took me a long time to get to this point.
Yeah, which is good though.
Yeah, I know.
mean, it's been a slow process, but I think the transformation is huge.
Yeah.
Talk about this landing.
Okay, another mindset shift I've done is I don't put a bunch of decor in my house. Here's some pictures. This used to be just stacked with vases and flowers and
tchotchkes.
Yeah, tchotchkes. Yeah, I had a tchotchke area, but no more. And I love seeing the simpleness of simple decor and not too much. Less is better.
It's probably easier too if you want to wipe that down
at
any point. You don't have to move everything.
Yeah, once a year I wipe it down. No, it is.
Honestly, it looks better as well.
And I look at other people's houses now sometimes and I go, whoa, I'd love to get in here with a box and clear it out.
See?
They would be so happy. So I know how you feel now when you would come over here and you go, ah, there's stuff everywhere. No, I know, but you would look and you go, how about we move that? I go, no, don't touch it. It's mine. It's mine. But now I've changed the way I feel. I don't have that feeling anymore that I have to keep everything out. Most of the stuff I move, I get rid of because I'm not going to have it out. And I don't miss it at all. If you look at these old videos, I had a lot of stuff, especially in the other room, and it would make me insane.
I'll put some pictures if I can find them up there, what it used to look like, because even though some people might say this is still a lot, it's really nothing compared to what you had.
Yeah, it's stressful when you have too much stuff. You keep thinking like, what am I going to do with this, and what am I going to do with that? Who wants this someday? I don't know. So
and it becomes part of the background as well, where you don't even notice. Yeah. It's not like it's bringing you joy to have it there. It's just like a background.
Okay, so the other thing that I stopped doing is buying tons of backup stuff. Creams, deodorants, soaps. I used to have every cupboard full of that. Now it's like, if I'm using a deodorant, when it's halfway down, I'll go buy a new one. And therefore my shelves are emptier and it's just a lot better.
You're not storing
I'm not storing it. And a lot of times you buy stuff like, oh, I've got to get a bunch of that, and then you don't like it anymore, then you're stuck with all this stuff, and then you never get rid of it. Just in case, you just might need it, so.
My husband actually said something which was shocking, is he said, I'll let the store the items for me. If you can believe that.
Yeah, that's really thoughtful.
So we're all changing our mindsets.
Yes, it's easy to get. You just get it when you need it.
Yeah, and you still keep enough to if there was an emergency, food and that kind of thing, but just less in general.
Yes,
and I've been doing the same thing as well. Another mindset shift that we were discussing is how my mom never gets threatened anymore or angry about the thought of decluttering.
I'll help you. Let's see. Oh no, you're not helping me.
She doesn't want my input on what to keep.
Old stuff, yeah. I would be very protective of my old collectibles and family heirlooms and things that I've been storing and hoarding. So now I don't have that feeling anymore that I have to protect them. If it's not good for me, I just let it go, give it to someone else who will enjoy it, and I don't think about it ever again. So yes, that threat, and I know a lot of you are feeling threatened when someone comes in and says, do you really need 5 sets of china? Yes, they were this person's and that person's. It's a good feeling. You'll come to that point where you don't feel threatened anymore, and that's where I am.
Especially when you get into the habit of decluttering.
Yeah.
And I think seeing the benefits of it.
Oh yeah.
And that weight that's been lifted off and all of that. So I know even some people get threatened with decluttering videos. I get comments sometimes that, why are you getting rid of that and this and that? And I think it's just because maybe they haven't arrived at that spot where they're ready to let go.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what Swedish Death Cleaning actually did for you after reading that book and realizing that you don't want to leave all this stuff to me because I'm probably just going to throw it away.
rather get it to somebody who wants it now, because I don't need all this stuff, and I don't have any use for it. So it's time for me to pass it on to somebody, family members, other people I don't know. Just let them have it and enjoy it. Yeah.
And you wanted to do it at this point.
Oh yeah, I've read so many comments on here about people who've had their parents pass away and leave them with just nightmares of, you know,
extra stuff,
attics and basements full of stuff that they can't even deal with. So I don't want to do that to you.
Yeah.
So I'm doing.
And luckily, your dad didn't really do that to you.
No, my dad
was gone through everything.
Oh yeah.
He was like the ultimate minimalist.
Yeah, he was. He just throws stuff in the trash. I'm going, no. So he didn't think about it. He just was just a natural minimalist.
Yeah, he just didn't want the extra stuff.
Yeah, which was
so funny.
That was nice for me not to have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Here goes the boxes. Bye boxes.
She'll be digging that out later. When I got here, you told me that decluttering is contagious.
Yes, it is. By me decluttering, my husband got inspired and he went through all of his clothes, as you've seen in the videos, and he went through his office, pictures, just stuff he never used but he kept for some reason, shoes. So he definitely is on board with decluttering, and it makes him happier too. His life is way simpler and manageable.
And it's just been inspiration he's gathered from watching us declutter, and even watching my videos and watching you declutter, and seeing how there's so much space and it's organized better and everything. Just
and I've even had friends who haven't even said anything to me, but probably know what we're doing and have seen maybe a video or two that say something to me like, "Oh, I just cleaned my garage out," or "I'm getting rid of stuff," and it's probably unintentional and don't even relate it to it, but it's contagious. You just see someone else doing it and you get inspired. So I hope this is.
I think that's why some people watch
the
channel, is because they get that decluttering motivation, inspiration.
Oh, definitely.
And we've even been called by a few family friends and stuff to go and help them declutter at their house and just talk through items and help them let go of stuff. Here are 10 lessons that I've learned over the last 5 years of decluttering my life and becoming more minimal. My decluttering and minimalist journey started 5 years ago when I started to research how to save more money as a somewhat new stay-at-home mom. My research led me to The Minimalists and their documentary on Netflix. After watching that with my husband, I decided that we needed to start decluttering and downsizing all of our belongings. And more than anything, I wanted to stop buying so much stuff and bringing so many things into our home, because that was a big part of my stress level when staying home with 2 little boys. When I think back to before I had a family, I had graduated college and I moved to New Zealand for 3 years, and I only brought 2 suitcases with me with everything that I owned, only leaving a few sentimental items and some of my wardrobe behind at my parents' house. I had lived with a lot less before having a family, and I just never knew that it was called minimalism, and I had also got rid of things that I didn't need, and I had never heard of it as decluttering. I just thought of it as getting rid of the items that I was no longer using or clothes that didn't fit me anymore. We never had a ton of stuff, but we did have more than we needed, and most of those items came to us after we bought a house and started our family. People would offer us things, and I just said yes no matter what. I would also go to garage sales and find a lot of secondhand items that I tried to decorate my home with that actually just led to a lot of clutter now that I look back, rather than my home looking decorated and stylish. Fast forward 5 years, and I have learned quite a few lessons when it comes to decluttering and trying to stay more minimal. And while it makes my life so much easier, there were quite a few things that I learned along the way that I'd like to share with you today. The first thing is that active decluttering can take quite a bit of time, And 5 years into this, I find that I have to stay up on the decluttering every season, and I personally prefer to do seasonal declutters where I go through my entire house to try to find things that we are no longer using or that we have grown out of. Especially having kids, they grow really fast and they're quickly in and out of shoes and clothing, toys, and everything else. Another way that I like to keep my life very simplified is through routines and daily habits. This may sound very boring to some people, but usually most of my days look very similar, and that is because I have routines set up. So I wake up at the same time every morning. I usually do the same breakfast routine every morning, making my oatmeal and my coffee. And yes, I do usually eat the same things most mornings. It just makes it so much easier to not have to sit there and wonder, what am I going to eat today? I've also simplified my wardrobe, which has made it very easy for me to know everything can be mixed and matched, so I don't have to sit there and wonder, what am I going to wear today? This doesn't look good, that doesn't look good. I just know everything fits and everything goes together. So by simplifying everything and having my routines put in place, it has helped me to go through my day very easily without having to stop and overthink everything. Another lesson that I've learned through the years is I have to stay inspired. I like to do this by reading books about decluttering, minimalism, and simple living. I also will listen to podcasts, and I love to watch certain YouTube channels about minimalism. I like The Minimalists. I like Joshua Becker, The Minimal Mom, The Mini Mom. I can link all of these down below. I also have my friend Noemi at Scandish Home. All of these homes show a very simplified, organized way of living, and it's very inspiring for me to remember to keep my home simple and that simple things can be beautiful. I've also learned that I need to have my own inner motivation for keeping everything simple. And my motivation is usually being more eco-friendly, trying to save money, or just have more time to myself and for my family. And having that core motivation really helps me to avoid unnecessary purchases that will just fill my home with things that we don't really need. As we've been on this journey, I have realized that not everyone will understand what we are doing, why we might want to have less in our home, and why we may not have our schedules packed full of things to do. I stopped trying to do it all. I don't feel bad if I can't go to every birthday party. I don't have my kids in all the sports. I can't volunteer plus have a full-time job. It's just too much sometimes. And I'm okay with the fact that I've simplified my life and I don't need to be doing everything. Courtney Carver has a great quote. It says, "Doing more things doesn't make you a better person. It makes you a tired person." Taking things off of my to-do list and also scheduling downtime has been one of the best things that I did to simplify my schedule. Staying organized is something that has to be ongoing. I realized this through my last 5 years that while it's easier to stay organized and easier to get everything in order by being more minimal and having less, we still have to reassess how everything is working in our home. I personally love doing this because I like being organized. It's kind of a weird quirk I have, but I think this is just an ongoing task for everyone to once in a while reassess how everything is working and see if anything can be improved upon. More recently, in this last year, I've started to question the ROI, as people say, the return on investment of things that I am doing and my family is doing. The last thing I want to do is spread myself too thin by doing too much, especially in my business, and and not seeing results by doing that. So what I like to do is just make sure that I'm not overcomplicating anything or spending my time on things that I don't really need to be doing. One of those things for me was Instagram, which I have been taking an extended break from and absolutely loving the spare time I've found from not using that app right now. I have found that simple living has way more to do with how I spend my time and what I'm scheduling in my day than it does to do with how much is in my home. I always thought that decluttering would just magically simplify my life. Yes, it helps a lot to not have too much stuff, but I feel sometimes we all focus so much on what it is in our home that is bothering us rather than what is actually in our schedule, in our whole life. So I've tried to look at the whole picture instead of only focusing on the items in my home. I've been trying to look at my schedule, my kids' schedule, and just how we like to spend our lives in general more than just focusing on the stuff. I have learned that at some point, I just have to be content and happy in the moment, even if I don't feel my life is as simplified as it could be, or maybe it is as simple as it could be. But at some point, I just need to really embrace the current moment that we're in and our current setup. I was listening to a podcast by Lisa from Farmhouse on Boone the other day, and she was talking about how people watch her content and see a warm pie cooling in the window and a linen curtain blowing in the breeze and think, oh, if I only lived on a farm, my life would be more simple. And I think it is very easy to get into that trap of thinking, if I was somewhere else, it would be more simple. Maybe if I lived by the beach, it would be more simple. Or if I lived on a farm, it would be more simple. But at some point, we have to realize that life can only be simplified so far, and I just want to embrace that and be content in the life that I'm in right now. Simplifying should be somewhat easy. If I'm overthinking how to simplify something, then I'm actually overcomplicating it. In every situation, when things seem complicated, I try to think, what can I take away, or what do I not need to be doing to simplify this situation? And by thinking that way, I'm not overcomplicating anything. I'm just thinking, what can I remove from my plate? What can I remove from my home to simplify it? And these are the 10 lessons that I've learned over the last 5 years of decluttering my life, doing Swedish death cleaning with my mom, simplifying everything as much as possible. I hope that this compilation was inspiring for you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!